minus 4 parentheses, and then we square it. Okay, so what that means is we take x minus 4 and we times it by itself. That's pretty simple. This is the long way you can do it, and then you would get x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. You just combine like terms and you get x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay, so something simple as that. So you could continue to do this, and you can do this for powers of 3, powers of 4, and all that stuff. You just have to work your way up. So like for example, let's say we did 2x minus 3 parentheses and then raise it to the third power. Okay, so that means 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, and then you could just multiply this out. So that first one is going to be x squared minus 12x plus 9. Oh, not x squared, 4x squared, because 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Okay, so that's that first trinomial, and then we times it by this again. Okay, and what we get is we get 8x cubed minus 36x squared plus 18x, and then I minus by the negative 3s, so that gives me negative 12x squared plus 36x plus 27, and then I just combine like terms from there. So the 8x cubed stays the same. Okay, the negative 36x squared, we subtract that, it's the negative 12, and we get negative 48x squared. And then we combine the 18x and the 36x, and that gets me 54x, and then we have the plus 27. So you could do it this way and just continue to work it out the way you want. Okay, so that's something we can do, but we can also use this as a shortcut for higher numbers. So here's the steps that we need to use. Okay, so step number 1 is find which row of constants to use. Okay. Alright, so for example, let's say we're actually going to be working with a problem. Let's say we have parentheses, let's go 3x, well no, let's go 3x minus, well let's go plus 5. There we go. And we will raise that to the 5th power. Okay, so here's how you do this. You find out which row you need to use. So the rows are actually found by starting at the top. This is 0th power. This is 1st power. This one's 2nd power. This one's 3rd power, 4th power, and then 5th. Okay? Alright, so this is really cool on how we do this. Okay, so if this is the 0th power, so once again, let's just draw it out. So this is 0, this one's 1st, this one's 2nd, this one's 3rd, 4th, and then 5th is the 6th row. Okay, and it's always a tricky one when you're working with it, okay? Alright, so that means we are going to be using 0, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Okay, and obviously it's going to have the 5s on the outside, so we're going to be using those constants. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to write out the terms. Okay, here's how you write out the terms. Alright, so you're going to write out the terms like this. You're going to have the constant times the first term to the nth power, which is, in this case, n is going to be 5. So we're going to start at n equals 5 because n is just the power we use. And then times the second term raised to the 0th power. So in here, okay, my constants, I'm going to start with the 1. So it's going to be 1 times parentheses 3x to the 5th power times parentheses, parentheses 5 to the 0th power. Okay, and then we're going to add. And we'll do that first step first. Okay, now then you add the next term, which the constant changes. The powers go down from n, and then second term the powers go up from 0. Okay, so the next one I already did 1, so I'm done with that one. I move on to 5, and so my new constant is going to be 5 in here. So 5 times, and then the next one is going to be 3x. It's always going to be that term, but we're going to go, instead of at 5, it's going to be to the 4th power. And then we're going to go, instead of 5 to the 0th power, it's going to be 5 to the 1st. Okay? And then we do addition, and then the next term is going to be 10. Well, the next constant is going to be 10, so it's going to be 10 times 3x. And you always want to raise the whole thing, because some people might raise the x to the power and forget to raise the number to the power. So this would be 3x to the 3rd, because we're going down from 5. Okay. Times parentheses 5 raised to the 2nd. Okay. And these numbers will get out of hand fast. Okay, then the next number is going to be 10, because there's 2 10s in there. 10 times 3x to the 2nd times parentheses 5 to the 3rd. Okay, then plus, then we go down to 5 again. 5 times 3x to the 1st times 5 to the 4th, and then plus finally the 1 times the 3x to the 0th power times 5 to the 5th. Okay, and if you practice this way is actually a lot shorter. Typing it out takes longer, but doing it shorthand is actually very beneficial. Okay, so what do we get? That first one, 1 times, 3 to the 5th. So you raise both the 3 and the x to the 5th. So 3 to the 5th is 243. And then this 5 to the 0 becomes 1. So it's 243 x to the 5th. Okay, so that's my first term, and that's all just from this. Okay, now I'm going to go on to this one and just simplify. Okay, so the last step is always just simplify the best you can. Simplify each term. If you simplify each term, it just makes your job a whole lot easier. Okay, so this one right here, 3 to the 4th, I'm going to do 3 to the 4th. So that's 3 to the 4th is 81. I'm going to times that by 5 because that's the constant in front. And then I'm going to times it by 5 again because 5 to the 1st is going to be 5. So it's going to be plus 2025 x to the 4th. Okay. Now some of you guys are going, oh, wait, where did 2025 come from? Well, once again, this becomes 81 times 5 times 5, and that's where we get the 2025 from. Okay, and we go plus. Now the next one is going to be 10 times 3 to the 4th, nope, sorry, 3 to the 3rd, okay, times by 5 to the 2nd. Okay, that ends up becoming 6,750 x to the third because we have the x to the third. Okay, so that takes care of that next one. Okay, then the next one's going to be 10 times 3 squared. So that's 10 times 9 times 125, because 5 cubed is 125. So that's 11,250 x squared. And then I do the next one, which is going to be 5 times 3 to the first, which is just 3, times 5 to the fourth. So that is 9,375. No, not 90,000. And that's going to be x to the first. Okay, and then the last one is going to be 1 times 3 to the 0, which is 1, times 5 to the fifth. It's going to be 3,125 right there. Okay, and so what I've done is I've actually taken this complicated binomial multiplication problem. Instead of doing it all by hand, I've been able to use the shortcut. Okay, all right, and the shortcut, you guys, is just basically this. Okay, you go the constant, that's first. Then you times it by the first term. Okay, and that's going to be raised to the nth power. And the nth power is the first power you see. Okay, and then we times that by the second power, or the second term, my bad, and we raise that to the 0th power. Okay, and so on this one, this n will go down, and this 0 will go up, and you're going to go up one at a time. Okay, and you're going to want to go up one at a time and down at a time. Now, if you notice, the n was 5, so that means that each exponent you do, combination, they should add up to 5. So whether it be 4 and 1, or 3 and 2, or 2 and 3, or 1 and 4, or 0 and 5, they should always add up to 5, especially for this problem. Now, some of you guys are probably going, oh, hey, how do I find the constant? Or how do I find just the term? Okay, so let's say that you were raising something to the 20th power. You were doing some of this, something like this. So 2x minus or plus 5 raised to the 20th. Okay, so, and you wanted to find the, I guess, 10th term in that sequence. You could list it all out and just work with it that way. Or you can do this way. I highly recommend this right here. Okay, you do NCR parentheses 20, choose 10. Okay, so this one works out pretty well. And then times the first term raised to the n minus 10 times the second term, well, minus 11. You have to go one more when you're counting out this stuff. Okay, and the second term, well, actually it's going to be one less. To the n minus 1 power. So I guess the 10 minus 1. No, that would be 10 plus 1. My bad. That would be 10 plus 1. Okay, and then we're going to times that by the second term raised to the 10 minus 1 power. Okay. Alright, and that's actually kind of cool. And the 10, you're probably wondering, where do I get the 10 from? I get the 10 from right here. Okay, and that's actually how you do it, and you find the specific term. So it's actually really cool how to do it. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will talk to you later. Bye.